We are living in a digital world, from cloud computing to online photo and video storage to video conferencing and AI. All of that information is living in a data center, and the Phoenix area is a hot zone for these hot new businesses.
Item 107 is a general plan amendment to establish policy guidance for data centers.
Last week, the issue took center stage at the Phoenix City Council.
We are concerned about the increasing intensity of impacts that the unchecked expansion of data centers are having on our city and state economy and small business community.
The council was considering whether to regulate where data centers can operate.
These can be the size of a neighborhood. The power demand on these things is severe.
And council members got an earful.
These facilities pose serious threats to our environment, infrastructure, and communities.
Data centers are big, and they use a lot of water and electricity. This single data center at 40th Street in the Loop 202 is 80 acres in size and requires its own electrical substation. There are about 140 of them in the Phoenix area, and dozens more are waiting in the wings.
I think it took everyone by surprise.
Kevin Thompson is the chairman of the Arizona Corporation Commission, which is investigating whether the state has the infrastructure to handle the data center rush.
Data centers are a 24/7 operation. They have to keep the servers cool, and that takes a lot of power, a lot of air conditioning to do so.
Do we have the resources? Do we have the electric capacity, the water capacity to continue to grow this business in Arizona? Is it sustainable?
Not at the moment.
The pressure is on power companies like SRP and APS to come up with the additional electricity. Right now, data centers use about 350 megawatts of APS electricity. The all-time high peak demand for APS was 8,200 megawatts last summer. But if all of the data centers that want to set up shop were able to, APS would need to deliver 19,000 megawatts. Do you have the electric generation capacity and transmission capacity to serve every data center that wants to come to the valley right now?
So we have made commitments to certain amount of that energy to serve, but we do not have the energy and transmission infrastructure to support the amount of energy that's being requested of us.
Patrick Bogle is the data center strategy director at APS. He says it's going to take years to meet the demand, and APS is currently turning away data center customers. What's to stop APS or any other power company from saying, okay, well, we're going to supply electricity to these high-paying customers, and maybe the service to mom and pop isn't going to be as good?
Yeah, so ultimate goal for APS is reliability and affordability for our existing customers. We've been able to tell data center customers, we can serve you, but just not now.
The Phoenix City Council passed its new data center regulation with support from many of the data center groups.
This is not saying we don't want a ban. We want to ban data centers in our community. We want to just be more intentional about where they go and make sure that they are not providing a greater risk to the adjacent properties that are next to them.
There is still lots of opposition to the facilities from community groups. It's a message Kevin Thompson at the Corporation Commission understands, but doesn't necessarily agree with. What's the difference between what you're investigating and what these critics of data centers would probably like to see you investigate?
I'm strictly looking at the power side of things, the energy use. How can we ensure that the data centers, are paying their fair share, paying their own way?
Thompson says the data centers need to pay for any infrastructure upgrades required to get them the additional power they'll need. Do you think that the utilities and the data centers are going to be amenable to that idea?
I don't think they have a choice.